Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's gorgeous out. Of course, as you can see, it's overcast. I don't know if it's going to snow or what have you. Okay, let's see. Old issues. The Supreme Court and the argument had the other day. As the dust settles, the question will increasingly become, I think, along the lines I've suggested. One is, will Roberts try to strike a compromise, a middle ground, in favor of preserving the integrity of the Supreme Court? And that's a big question. But, you know, he did this with the Affordable Act. The second question, which I've gotten some pushback on, and I quite understand it, Kavanaugh is a liar and a predator. Got it. He lied specifically to Ms. Collins up in Maine that he respected precedent. Then at the oral argument, he said, hey, what about all these other precedents we've overturned without discussing them individually? Breyer pushed back. So my analysis is that the hope is, one, Roberts pushes for a compromise up to and including affirming the precedent, and that one who's followed Roberts before, Kavanaugh, may, and that's much less likely than Roberts being as concerned as he is. So what is the armageddon that follows if this doesn't happen? Individual states will become havens for abortions, put enormous risk on women. But we've seen something else happen, and that is that senators are now saying, given how openly political were the statements by the Trump nominees, plus Alito, plus Thomas, that they have to look at other remedies. And no less than Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut, whom is a fabulous person and senator, he said we have to start looking at adding members to the bench to offset this prejudice that could be with us for generations. In addition, there's a question that some have raised with me about retirement instead of a life appointment. And later this month, there will be the report from a commission put up by the president, by Biden, to see what should happen with the court. So there is that pressure. There's also enormous pressure from opinion leaders around the country about this particular issue. So all of that, I think, is favorable. And then for those of you who get a kick out of people punching Trump in the mouth, they might get a kick out of the fact that Don Young said that Trump should shut up his mouth. That's perfect, isn't it? Now, like you, I find the news disheartening in terms of what the court is prepared to do, what the Congress is prepared to do. The most recent development on the House Judiciary Committee is that Mark Meadows intends to take, Jeffrey Clark, former Department of Justice person, intends to take the Fifth Amendment before the committee. Now, that doesn't in and of itself amount to evidence of anything. He has a right to do that. But it does move the case to another place. And I think one of the things that we have to watch out for is allowing this to dribble on. In other words, we need a prosecutor who's in a position, if necessary, to grant immunity, to force testimony, to prosecute if that's appropriate, to make a deal if that's appropriate. And so my biggest concern about where we are now is we have two criminal cases happening. We have, of course, Bannon for his contempt, and we have a subpoena issued for Sidney Powell's fundraising for the insurrection and to attack the election that Trump lost as if he won. So those are a couple of things bouncing around in my head. And so I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.